All right, hey everybody. It is another episode of It's All About Youth. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I promised you tonight in my message that this would be a unique broadcast. I got like a whole studio full of people here. Let's go around the room, and these are my girls, the girls who are doing insanity with us. These are the insane young ladies. You'll see some pictures of them on my Facebook page. That's CL Christopher L. King, and you can see their poses on how they do. But on the CL King group, it's all about business, right? Yeah. Okay, so go around the room, tell us your names and ages, and say hello to the folks in America.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Christina, and I am 11.
She's 11. All right. Hello, Christina.
Hi, my name is Mariah, and I am 12 years old, and I am Sia King's daughter.
Soon to be, soon to be 13, right?
Yes, and 9 more days.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
yeah.
Me and Mariah share the same birthday, and of course, the world renowned.
I am Destiny, and I'm 17 years old.
I'm Destiny, and I'm 17. I'm an adult. So look, we just finished up. We just finished up a very bizarre and normal. For some, if you looked on the outside at our dinner time, they would say that was bizarre, wouldn't you say? But for us, it's just about normal. And tonight, we wanted to talk about in just this broadcast with you. We wanted to talk about the traditions that families can have and how they strengthen the development of a young person. One of the traditions, let's start with that, our dinner time tradition. Because, of all the places, that you live in, Mariah, and all the things that you do in a day, dinner time is where the ground is level, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Now, with our dinner time tradition, what is something that you like about it?
Um, that we all get to be together and talk about our days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christine Lee, do you like the whole telling us about your day? Because yours are usually the shortest. I woke up, did my schoolwork, went back to sleep. Amen. What do you think about the dinner time tradition of talking about your day? How does it help you?
Um,
Do you know? I mean, does it help you in any way?
it helps me connect.
To the family, huh? Yeah, that's exactly right. And Christina Lee is a woman who measures her words. She just doesn't say, I see her smacking her lips in the back. She just doesn't say anything. Christina Lee, when she says something, you better believe it's going to be facts. And connecting with the family. Destiny, how does the dinner time tradition help you?
Um, well, we're all listened to, like, very, very well.
Intently, huh? Now who? Okay, now let's see. Okay, we got, you guys know we have 7 children. 5 live under the roof right now. Who would you say of all the kids? We'll go around the room. Gives the longest and most elaborate day of all the kids that we have? Destiny, Chris,
Chris.
Chris Jr.,
Hmm.
right?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Whoa, Keely.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah? Wow, I say Chris.
Hmm.
Because why do you say Jeremiah?
Cause he talks about other people's day. He's like, okay, I went to go ask mom if I could get on the computer, and she said yes. I mean, it's about your day.
Oh, so he brings other people in
Yeah.
a whole scenario. Keely?
Okay, he brings in like the craziest things. Like I went to the bathroom, then I washed my hands.
Yeah, he gives you every single detail. That's the what you think about Chris.
Like if he's saying that I read a story in school, he'll go through the whole story and tell you every detail, like everything that happened in that story.
They're like Judy B. Jones. Okay, so we were reading the story of Judy B. Jones, and on the first page, it's like 600 pages. He's going to go through every single page. And we're sitting there eating, right? And what's the rule?
No talking.
No interruptions, right? Everybody sit down and we listen. But we're sitting there eating, and you can tell because Chris gets upset if you don't listen to his own day, right? Or if you feel like if he feels like you're rushing him along, you're like, okay, get to the food is already cold by the time we finish. We forgot what the story was about when he finished it. So the dinner time tradition. Let me just tell you guys something. moms and dads, all of you folks out there who follow us all across America and even around the world. The dinner time tradition is a great tradition to have because just like these young ladies, my daughters have said, and Keeley's is key. It helps you connect. And now Christina Lee, I apologize. She corrects me about her name. She wants to be known as Christina. But it helps you connect with your family because would you guys say that we're busy?
Yeah.
Very busy.
Busy, right? Remember the holiday season
Mm.
when we were juggling a whole bunch of stuff. What were we doing? We were
We're
in a
doing
play. Christina Lee and Chris and them were in a play. We had church, we had practice, we had this, we had that, we had speaking engagements, and on and on and on. And it's like, how do you ever find a way to connect? And I will tell you this: in this generation that we live in, technology has made things better. Would you guys agree? Or yeah,
And it's to some degree.
to some degree. But in some ways, it's made things more distant. Would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can say I love you on a text or on a Facebook post without ever articulating those words, you know? Or you can say, you can sigh on a post, but nobody that really doesn't translate over until I'm sitting at the dinner table with you, does it? And there's nothing like that time when, okay, I'm not really dad, and you're not really my little daughter, but really we're all on the same. That's what I'm talking about. The dinner table is the level playing field where we're all doing the same thing. At our dinner table, we're all rushing to do the same thing. You should have seen the pork chop Mariah had tonight. That thing was like this thick. And I was like, I had one. I was like, where did that thing come from, man? It was like taken off a cow. We're not going to tell you which child's nickname is Cow, by the way. But anyway, at the dinner table is where the playing field can be level. And I would suggest, and you girls would agree, that it's a great tradition, even if you have to stop everything else you're doing and sit down. Don't have dinner in front of the TV. Don't have dinner in front of the computer, right? What happens if somebody knocks at the door and we're eating dinner?
Don't answer it.
I don't answer it. That's right. If the phone rings, if the house is on fire, we're going to finish that dinner.
No.
And Chris's story is going to get told because he's going to tell it like it is. And so anyway, that's one tradition. I like to talk about also recurring traditions that that happen less frequent, but something that you look forward to every year. What's one of the traditions, family traditions, Mariah, Miss Diva? A family tradition, think ladies, that we do a couple times a year or so, or maybe once a year, however many times that you look forward to that it happens every year.
Christmas.
Christmas? Ooh, that's a huge tradition. And we'll let you elaborate on that in a minute. Let's hear about yours, Keely.
Mine is when we go to the nursing home and give cookies to the elderly.
That's awesome. That's a tradition that we do. Destiny?
Mine is when we go to the soup kitchens on Thanksgiving and serve people.
Oh, now that is that's high on my list. And one of of all of these traditions that they described, it's like it's hard because I want to do all of them that you're talking about, especially the Christmas one. But the one that sticks out to me that I look forward to every year, in addition to all of these, but just from a Papa standpoint, is the Twin Lakes journey. Because that's always an adventure. Now, I'll elaborate on mine a little bit later on after we let these girls talk about theirs. But tell us about, Mariah, the tradition of Christmas here at the home. A tradition, things that we do that help you and that you look forward to.
Well, when we wake up early,
Mm-hmm.
that's always fun because I'm not sure. It's just fun to wake up early and see all the presents out there that Santa gave us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and do we still put out milk and cookies?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's a tradition.
Yes, and and reading the Bible before we open up the presents.
Oh, okay. Luke chapter. She was like, "Yeah, we read the Bible, but I don't know what chapter and verse it is. It's the story of Jesus." and you know, I will tell you this: there's quite a few verses in that. Okay, now the birth of Jesus came on this wise, right? You know, Mary was blah blah blah. You go on and down, and it's like I know that you guys are thinking this story is taking so long, and Dad is just dragging it out.
Yes.
Yes, let's just pray about this verse right here. Let's elaborate on that. Chris, what do you got to say about the verse?
Oh, when we started Christmas.
Because you know it'll be a long-winded experience. And so, those traditions, some of the other traditions associated with Christmas is us struggling to get the front yard, get the front yard lit up. We had half the yard lit up this year. It was actually Christina Lee that got the ball rolling because I wasn't going to do it this year. And she said, "We're gonna have Christmas up in this house." So we had half a Christmas light on the Merry Christmas side. Remember, it was only it only got half lit the entire time, and it wasn't even half.
It wasn't.
And then of course there was the lights that kept falling all over. And we've got another guest joining us. That's CLKG Jr. What's up, brother? Chris Jr. And so we'll get to you in just a minute, brother. But hang tight. And so Christina Lee, she described her tradition that we have of giving cookies and things out to the nursing home people. And how does that help you as a tradition? What does that do for you? What does it mean? Tell us about it.
Well, my favorite part of it is making the cookies. Something that it helps me with is like to love people for the time you have it, because like the elderly people don't usually see people
Wow.
so much.
That's a great insight, Tilly. I mean that. And we talked to one lady at the nursing home one year, as I recall, that hadn't seen someone come visit her in years. And she was an old lady. And so to have a family who doesn't even know you, we show up like we're this big entourage with our paparazzi and lights flashing, and to show up at this place to give a little bit of Christmas cheer to people means an awful lot to someone who's never seen it. Because one day, that's going to be us. You know that, Keelan? Well, Christina, that's going to be us one day. Destiny, you talked about the tradition of serving at the soup kitchen every year. Tell us about that.
Every year we go to the soup kitchen and serve before we eat our dinner. So mom usually stays home and cooks dinner, and we go there and we serve in shifts. But I never take the breaks, the 30-minute breaks, because I could like serve there all day. And usually I'm always the last one to get in the car because I love being there and seeing the look on their face when they get their food that they probably couldn't afford at their own house. So it's just I could do that like all day on Thanksgiving without even eating. It's really fun.
So has it as a tradition, because we do that every year? Is that something that you like to possibly carry on with your kids?
Yes, I will.
And in the scope of Thanksgiving as a whole, what has it taught you about Thanksgiving?
That like exactly how good I have it when I see um sometimes the people that I serve are like really sad and stuff, and I try to talk to them, and it just makes me realize how thankful I am to have family and food to
Yeah,
eat.
because we usually come back here and make pigs of ourselves, don't we?
Hmm.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is a very special time of the year. Chris, your favorite tradition that takes place throughout the year? It could be once a year. It could be more than once a year. What's your favorite?
Um, uh, yeah.
Your favorite tradition, bro?
Every year, on Christmas, we like this year, last year, we did one at a time, giving gifts. Well, showing everybody what gifts we got, and
Mm.
telling them how thankful we were that that the children who don't have toys and a home that we have some of those things that they don't.
Yeah, and it's very important that sometimes when we would do Christmas in the past, everybody would be like little animals and run to the tree and it'd be wrapping paper everywhere, and then 10 seconds later it's all done. But this year we made it a very slow process, didn't we? And each gift realized that this was a special thing, and uh, you guys buy gifts for each other too, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get gifts every year. The one gift that that you guys know that many of you may have seen on my personal Facebook page was the picture of me, Jeremiah, and Chris sporting our mustaches, looking like I don't know what. But that was the funniest. That was the greatest Christmas present. And so my tradition, I also got to have a side one, Chris. One of the traditions that we do every year at Thanksgiving is me, you, and Jeremiah.
Uh,
He don't even remember. See what
oh,
kind of
we go.
tradition?
Every time we try to hunt a turkey, but we never find one. So this Thanksgiving, we went to Dixon Moorhead, and we went in the woods and shot some targets for fun.
That's right. Yes, shooting targets of paintballs. That's a great tradition. But for me, the one that I described was going to Twin Lakes because that is the premier camping site for this family because we've learned how to be campers over the time. The very first time we went to Twin Lakes, we camped outside in a tent with no water, no electricity. Remember?
Yes, I did.
Remember those big old bugs that was buzzing around?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
And we were looking and we were scared of them and all that. Remember the time? Remember I got burnt by trying to put out the fire with the water, and I put my hands too close to it.
I don't remember that.
But last time we went to Twin Lakes, we decided to mix it up a little bit because we've camped at the executive level, and then we've camped on the ground. So this time we were in the cabin.
Yeah.
Now how was that as an experience?
Scary.
Keely said terrible, scary.
Oh, it was so scary. It was better. I liked it.
Look, y'all remember when
Cobwebs.
there was cobwebs everywhere because
yeah.
it was a cabin, and so we had to sleep in there. Remember, Keely?
I had to sleep on the top bunk.
Yeah, and the spiders. Now remember when I was sweeping it out and that lizard got away?
Oh,
and
that was so funny. And you flung it on Mom.
Oh yeah, that was great. She was like, ah! But I was sweeping that thing. I was trying to catch it because it was running. It was scurrying away. And so flicking that thing on Mom really set the tone for the rest of the camping time. And these are just an example of some small traditions that we do as a family. Let me ask you guys this, and we're coming up on just a few more minutes left in the broadcast. The time flies when you're having fun. Mariah, what is one tradition? We've listed some, but you can come up with a new one that we do, or maybe you would like for us to do that you are going to plan on doing with your kids one day.
Oh.
That's a hard one, I know. Think, guys, while her brain is cooking, think about what you plan on doing as a tradition with your kid.
Okay, going up to Ohio every May 8th.
Ooh, for grandma, huh? That'd be very special. And just this past year, we had the experience, and you girls have got to experience this, of Grandma Bennett in Ohio putting up a very strong battle with cancer, and you guys got to be there for her very last moment. And I tell you what, that itself, though it was very painful, it was like that's the way I want my life to end. Where I take my last breath and I get the last word, Chris. I ain't gonna let you say that have the last word, and you guys are there with me. So that would be a great tradition to go up there and visit Grandma Bennett's grave, and I think Mom's going to be doing that this year. So that would be a very good tradition. Keeling, Christina, I'm sorry. What is yours? I've been giving you all this time to think.
But then you were talking.
What? That's why you're supposed to be thinking, Chris. What's the tradition you're gonna carry on with your kids when you have them 25 years from now?
I would love to take my boys to go paintballing and actually try to hunt a turkey.
Oh, okay. So he gonna step it up. Instead of using paintballs, he's gonna use real ammunition, huh? And
Yeah.
actually get a turkey. You know, the deal is that it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but just the concept is the same. You know, like you girls should have a concept or tradition of baking cookies. You know, the night before Christmas. That seems to be a tradition. Maybe something you can carry on. But us going hunting in the woods, even though we don't hunt anything, is a tradition that you can carry on. Christina Lee, have you got yours now? Okay.
Um, I'm going to make a gingerbread house with my kids.
Is that gonna be a tradition?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tradition. Remember the gingerbread houses y'all have made in the past?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when me and the boys smoked y'all because we was making gingerbread men and y'all was making gingerbread houses.
Oh.
And remember they were all like
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
candies are falling off.
the candies are falling off, and I could tell that was not going well over there. But the boys, we had all of our gingerbread men all made up nice. What's tradition you gonna carry on, Des?
I'm gonna do the greens with my boys.
The greens! Yes! Yeah! Because you know what? You know how to do them now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
But see, here's the thing about the greens. Here's the problem I have with all of you and my greens.
I did them last
Here's
time.
here's the problem.
We don't
That
know.
y'all, everybody's excited. Yeah, we have the greens! And then when it comes time to put them in the sink,
Like,
y'all mysteriously
I did them all last time.
disappear.
And when we have to cut on those.
You have to cut them and wash them. And where do they go, Chris? Do you like greens?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, how come y'all don't never help me wash them?
Well,
Cause like it's the thing is,
We're
long.
We're
But
really
every
patient.
time
Oh, my
I
God.
go to my room
Uh-huh.
and then I want to come back out, but Jay he wants to wrestle.
Okay. So what? Why are you? I mean, you're always
I
disappearing
was
on me.
trying to.
What happened with me with the greens this year, man? I mean,
I was trying to watch Macy's Day.
Macy's Day Parade, huh, Brian? And I'm watching the greens.
Or
That's
the
a
New
great
Year's Eve.
tradition. What you gonna put? What you gonna season them with? Let America know.
That's our secret.
That's our secret.
Oh yeah, that is a secret.
Oh, that
what's
is.
one of them? What's one of the things? It's
Okay.
only one.
Hogs.
Right? No! You're gonna put the whole hog in there? Wow. Okay, well, don't get no better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first exclusively from Destiny Divine King. She's gonna put a hog in the collard greens. So anyway, hey, look, however you want to do it. Hey, Chris, we'll holler at you, man. I think also one of the traditions that we have, even though this is one of the noisiest places on the planet, is music. And Christina Lee actually helped us this year when we sang at the where did we sing at? The Festival of Trees. Yeah, every year look for CL King Group live to perform at one of the premier slots. Look at Christina Lee like, yes, see me, bling bling. One of the premier slots at the Festival of Trees there in the Crystal Coast Civic Center. Now, if there was one thing that you could tell a parent out there about what they do with their children in the form of a tradition, you know, or how important it is, how it's affected you. A mom or dad listening to us right now, Destiny, I want you to tell that mom and that dad how important it is to take those special times to make those repeat moments in your child's life.
The children that you have, they are what you are. Like they're not going to become something else because you want to become something else, and they're not going to live the life that you never had. They're going to become what you are. And so if you ignore them or blow them off, like there's no special family time, then that's what they're going to do with their kids, and it's just going to be an endless cycle of no special family traditions, not just opening presents on Christmas, but like every day, like eating dinner. So you have to make sure you make that time for your children.
Very well said, Mariah. You trying to remember what the question was, huh? Wow. I mean, you know, I bring you, there's millions of people that could see this broadcast, and you're like, "Ooh, the question again, bro." If you could tell a mom or dad out there how important a having a tradition with your kids is, doing something all the time, what would you tell them? What would you tell them the importance of it? Tell them how important it is.
Um, it's really important because you you never know when uh that could somehow end and um they wouldn't have that chance to know how to do it or anything, so keep doing it.
Well, you make a very good point. What you're basically saying is none of us are in control of time, right?
Hmm.
And this could be our last broadcast. Something could happen. The asteroid could come and wipe us away. This this could be my last time with you. This could be none of us have control of this thing called time. And so every second that you get to make a moment that's memorable, you need to do it. Is that what you're basically saying?
Hmm.
Capitalize on that time because you never know when it'll be your last. Sometimes I feel bad, and let me just tell you guys this as a parent. Um, not every moment, let's just paint the picture real clear here. Not every moment is a Brady Bunch moment here at the house. Okay? Not every second is music and harps playing in the background and cookies being baked. It's not that way, okay? Let me just be real with you, okay? There are times when it has to be straight up raw that you couldn't see on UStream at all. And there are times as a parent that I feel like I've let the sun set and I didn't fix everything. Not that I have to fix everything, but I didn't. I ended the day on a bad note, or all I was doing when I got home was correcting. I think about it, so I wrestle with that as a parent. That you gotta have the balance. And when these young ladies are acting like Martians, then sometimes it's a little tough. But when they're acting like women of virtue and great ladies, and some days my days are going south, I realize, man, I didn't end this day good at all. So to Mariah's point, one of the traditions that I think is good, and I'll let Keely close it out. One of the traditions I think is good is that you end the day on a positive note, no matter how bad the day was. You know, we got some great news this past week. I did, and you guys did too. That their brother in Ohio, Christopher, and I am now a grandfather. Woo!
And I'm an aunt.
They
And
call
I'm
me.
an aunt.
They call me. And that's the
Pops.
voice, and I'm like confused. They call me Southpaw. There's a North Paw and there's a Southpaw. And when I talked to Christopher, it's a lot to be, to process. And I told him that, after the shock of it all, the days will get increasingly more better because you'll be engaging in a life that you get to have these same traditions with. So, Keely, if you could tell a mom or a dad out there how important it is to have some family traditions, what would you tell them?
I think it's very important that you make the traditions with your kids, so that they can tell their kids when they grow up about what they learned, and then on and on for generations. So.
Is that it? Keely, like, okay, my battery's out. That's it. Well, listen, guys, I will tell you this, that I gave these guys, how much heads up did I tell you that we were going to do the show today?
Like me, like
I talked about it all week, so.
since this afternoon.
Yeah, but you didn't know any of the questions, did you?
No.
No, not a single one of them. It's usually that way with the music. We'll go into the music room, we'll mess around on the song, and then I'll say, get the camera. Did you know that Christopher was singing on camera. I was wondering where those crazy notes were coming from. I was thinking, man, I have sounded terrible. And Brother Chris was back there. He said, because remember I said, Chris said, turn it up. So he thought I meant for him to sing louder. And he's like, welcome into. I mean, he's just like howling at the moon. But anyway, those times are totally unscripted, and we want to use this time. I'm going to tell you this. There are many people that get into a studio and have a very sanitized situation where they're going to discuss, how to intervene in young people's lives. We travel and we speak to tens of thousands of kids every year, but I'm going to just tell you now, where the rubber meets the road is what you actually do with them. Okay, all of the professionalism and all those acronyms that we use to categorize what's going on with young people, you're not an acronym. You're a person. You're not an at risk. You're, like my friend says, you're an at opportunity. You're not a statistic. You're reality. And so, moms and dads, if this broadcast has done anything for you, those that serve kids out there, if What About Youth has done anything for you at all, let it be this. Let this time inspire you to say, let me turn the TV off. Let me stop following who's putting a new roll of toilet paper in on Facebook. Let me quit doing all this activity and missing the essential. I talk about that. I see moms and dads who feel like they've got to go to 75,000 things in a day. We got to go to soccer, gymnastics, swimming, backflipping, hiking, archery, and then we got to get home and cram homework, eat food. I had a bath, put her to bed, and you think, wow, I've done all this stuff. Let me tell you something. Sometimes it's just the simple things, like
Saying hi.
Saying I love you.
Giving hugs.
Giving hugs. Sometimes it's just those. It's not how many practices we take them to. So this has been CL King with
Mariah.
Oh, I'm pointing the other way.
Destiny.
Christina and CL King. I've already said this has been CL King. Telling you that it's all about youth. And it's all about you. Moms and dads, young people, it really is all about you. We'll see you next week. And if you guys like these rowdy youngsters that I have, tune in a couple more weeks. We'll come back and we'll do something even more bizarre than we did tonight. Okay, take care. Bye-bye, everybody.